The Disneyland Resort is the most magical place in the world. Disneyland is my favorite theme park of all time between its immersive theming and robust ride lineup. Then the second gate in Disney California Adventure is an underrated park with some of the best e-ticket attractions of any Disney park. So in this video, I'll rank the top 25 rides and attractions at the entire Disneyland Resort. Coming in at number 25 is It's a Small World at Disneyland. This dark ride is often the butt of jokes because of its comically catchy theme song, but it is a pleasant attraction. I like how this one features Disney characters tastefully integrated into the experience. Each one has the familiar doll styling and is placed in an appropriate country. Then this one also has the fun Christmas overlay. This is a pretty slow attraction, but there's an overwhelming amount of details to appreciate. Number 24, Star Tours at Disneyland. This motion simulator is a wild ride past familiar scenes and characters from the Star Wars franchise. The visuals and 3D effects are crisp, and the motion is among the most aggressive of any simulator. But what keeps me coming back are the randomized scenes. There's a lot of re-ride value trying to see all the different planets, and it's rare for repeat rides to occur. Number 23, Alice in Wonderland at Disneyland. This classic Fantasyland dark ride can only be found at Disneyland. This ride was smartly refreshed with some modern effects to complement the classic scenes. I like the pacing of this attraction and the visuals are fun. Number 22, Web Slingers: A Spider-Man Adventure at Disney California Adventure. The resort's newest dark ride feels like Disney's take on the Legoland Ninjago ride system. I think the shooting mechanics are seamless using your hands. The issue with this attraction is that it's too chaotic. There are way too many webs being fired at once, so the scenes become incomprehensible. If I ever got a solo ride in this attraction, the ride would move way up on my list. I like the concept, just not the execution to the fullest. Number 21, Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue at Disney California Adventure. This dark ride thankfully replaced the much maligned Superstar Limo, and I think it's one of the more underrated rides at the resort. The quality of the physical sets and animatronics is top notch. There's a lot to see between their scale and details. The ride does a brilliant job bringing the beloved characters from the films to life and recreating some of the most iconic scenes, including the door sequence towards the end. Number 20, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin at Disneyland. This frenetic dark ride is based on one of my favorite movies of all time, and it serves the film well. The spinning vehicles add to the chaos. You have some scenes reminiscent of the classic dark rides in the nearby Fantasyland, complemented by some more complex scenes, including the final scene with the incredible extendable hole effect. Number 19, Little Mermaid: Ariel's Undersea Adventure at Disney's California Adventure. This dark ride retells the story of the Little Mermaid, complete with all the film's favorite songs. The giant sets double as musical numbers and storyboards as you progress through the attraction, and the quality of the animatronics is top notch. Number 18, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters at Disneyland. This shooting dark ride is one of the better ones of the genre. The physical sets are expansive with plenty of 3D targets, which is a contrast to the 2D targets you typically see in this type of ride. All of the targets worked, and aiming with the guns is seamless. This ride does feel a pinch short, but it's otherwise solid. Number 17, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run at Disneyland. This ride feels like a simulator crossed with a video game. Request the pilot role because that's easily the best position. It's quite rewarding flying the Millennium Falcon, and you have a lot of control over the experience as you travel past ships and buildings. Everyone needs to work together as a team to achieve a high score, and the cockpit design makes the experience very immersive. Number 16, Soarin' at Disney's California Adventure. The original flying theater is filled with amazing sights. You have these ornate landscapes and landmarks brought to life as you gracefully glide through the air. This ride doesn't have the plot of most Disney rides, but the ride appeals to your emotions and desire to travel. Number 15, Grizzly River Run at Disney California Adventure. This intimate river rapids ride is one of the best of its kind. This one has a handful of turbulent rapids, but those aren't the focal point of the experience. This ride takes place around this beautifully landscaped mountain, and you pass through multiple caves. Then you have 2 drops, including the final one that spins the raft pretty wildly. This ride is refreshing on a hot summer day, and it's one I always look forward to experiencing. Number 14, Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. This safari ride is 100% made by the tour guides. I love their dry, deadpan style of humor. It's just so witty. Then you have some fun visuals as you pass familiar animals in comical settings. Number 13. Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. This classic haunted house isn't as scary as most. Rather, it's about the details and spectacle. The ghostly effects this ride pulled off nearly 50 years ago are astounding, and they still hold up today. Then the sets get more elaborate and impressive as the story progresses, culminating in the exciting graveyard sequence set to the ride's beloved theme song. Number 12. Matterhorn Bobsleds at Disneyland. This ranking is specifically for the Tomorrowland side, which is the wilder of the two. This ride is notable for being the first coaster with tubular steel track, but it's still an enjoyable experience. The ride is jerky at points, but I love how you wind through the mountain. It's impossible to memorize this ride's layout, keeping it fresh. The tight turns accentuate the speed, and then the Tomorrowland side has an awesome drop towards the end with an abrupt pop of airtime. Number 11. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Disneyland. This may be the world's best mine train coaster. Not only does the ride take place around and through the beautiful mountain, but the long layout has plenty of thrills too. You have several small dips giving quick bursts of airtime. Then the turns and helixes offer nice laterals too, especially since there's no seat divider, so you're free to slide side to side. Number 10. Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. This 15-minute long adventure is one of the longest dark rides in the world. The ride starts off slow with the cave sequences at the start, but you then have two okay drops that lead into the exciting bits. You are dropped into a battle between two ships, and then you travel through a lively town overrun by pirates. The quality and quantity of the animatronics is incredible, and multiple rides are needed to catch everything. Number 9. Incredicoaster at Disney California Adventure. This coaster doesn't feel like something you'd see at a Disney park. It's a large, relatively unthemed coaster more about the thrills, but it is a fun ride nonetheless. The initial launch is decent, and the large hills offer some pops of airtime, and the final bunny hills will lift riders out of their seats too. Then there's also a forceful vertical loop halfway through the ride for variety. This is also one of the longest coasters in the world, covering 6,072 feet, or 1,851 meters of track. There are some filler turns and helixes, but the ride has plenty of good moments and a fun onboard soundtrack. Check out my review on this ride if you want to hear more. Number 8. Fantasmic at Disneyland. This is my favorite show at any theme park. Fantasmic is a spectacle. The music is world class, mixing familiar Disney songs with the show's iconic theme song at the start and end. The production value is strong between the dance choreography and the massive pyrotechnic effects, particularly during the dragon sequence and the final fireworks. Then you have appearances from all my favorite characters, with the riverboat sequence at the end being particularly magical. Number 7. Toy Story Midway Mania at Disney California Adventure. This interactive shooting dark ride is addictive. The pop guns are rewarding to fire, and the 3D works flawlessly. It's extremely easy to determine where you're firing, and there's a lot of re-ride value trying to unlock the secret targets in each scene to maximize your score. Number 6. Space Mountain at Disneyland. The best roller coaster at the resort is this iconic indoor attraction. Taking place in near total darkness, you continuously spiral downhill. This ride only has one real drop, but this ride's mostly about the sense of speed. The ride only goes 35 miles per hour, or 56 kilometers per hour, but the tight turns and brilliant use of fans make it feel way faster. Then the turns get more aggressive as the attraction progresses, offering surprisingly strong and abrupt laterals by the end. Add in a wonderful onboard soundtrack, and you have a high-octane and rewarding experience. Up next is likely where Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will place at Disneyland. Slated to open in 2023, I have ridden this ride at Walt Disney World. This trackless dark ride has awesome visuals, blending these animated walls with the occasional animatronic. Then the ride pairs these sights with some convincing motion effects and a catchy tune. It took Mickey long enough to get his own dark ride, but this ride honors him well. Number 5. Radiator Springs Racers at Disney California Adventure. This dark ride is credited with saving California Adventure, and is arguably the park's most popular attraction still. Themed to the Cars franchise, the ride is a visual spectacle as you travel around Ornament Valley and then head indoors for some impressive show scenes. Seeing the massive animatronic cars interact is incredible. Then the ride finishes with an exciting race sequence. Along with the competitive aspect, the course includes a few dips that generate some weightlessness. I have an entire review on this attraction, but it really is the full package from a theming and thrill perspective. Up next would have been Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney California Adventure. This creepy drop tower had many of the same aspects that made the original version in Orlando great, but there were two key differences. First, the entire ride took place in the same elevator shaft, so the fifth dimension scene was omitted. Second, the drop sequence was preset, but that was fine by me because I included a few full drops, giving a great stomach dropping sensation with copious amounts of airtime. Then the rapid ascents piled on even more airtime. I absolutely love this ride's theme, as I cover in a review, but the re-theme is ultimately the superior attraction in my opinion. Speaking of which, number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at Disney California Adventure. The reskinned Tower of Terror has a more chaotic ride program, which is why it's my favorite drop tower. You jump immediately into the action, rocketing up the tower, and continuously bouncing up and down during the show scenes. Then the drops and ascents are equally as awesome as the prior Tower of Terror, except this time it's randomized so you don't know what's going to happen next. And all this occurs to a classic tune that makes the ride feel like a party. Number 3, Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland. This rowdy dark ride takes riders past some of the grandest and most impressive physical sets of any attraction. The scale and detail is matched by very few rides. Then you also have some great auxiliary effects mixed in, such as fire and air blasts. But the entire experience is sold by the ride system. The EMVs offer a wild and turbulent journey that turns this dark ride into a bona fide thrill ride. You get surprise laterals and spurts of acceleration throughout the attraction that really keep you on your toes. Number 2, Splash Mountain at Disneyland. This is the world's best log flume, which I state in a review. This nearly 10-minute long attraction takes you past these fully fleshed out scenes based on Song of the South. The amount of animatronics is astounding, and you have one of the best soundtracks in the background as well. It's a true joy to the eyes and ears. Then you have some thrills mixed in. You have a nice series of drops that can give a twinge of weightlessness, including that picturesque 5-story plunge into the Briar Patch. Just note that this ride is an absolute soaker if you sit up front. And coming in at number 1 is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance at Disneyland. This is the world's best dark ride. This attraction is an 18-minute and highly immersive adventure. The main ride is roughly 4.5 minutes long, but the experience really begins towards the end of the queue line with some of the most engaging pre-shows of all time. And the main ride sequence is the perfect crescendo. I love how the trackless vehicles maneuver their way through the buildings. You have some breathtaking sights, including the giant AT-ATs and the multiple scenes with Kylo Ren. Then the final scene is a surprise thrill element that I don't want to spoil here, so check out my review if you want to hear what happens. This ride is the complete package, and it raises the bar for what a Disney ride can do. So those are the top 25 rides and attractions at the Disneyland Resort. This resort is truly home to some of the world's best dark rides. What are your favorite attractions at either Disneyland and Disney California Adventure? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this countdown, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.